Morning for you. This is Austin with Meet Me in the Morning. I'm going to lay out some information to you today, but I don't want just information because information is not enough. Information is not enough. It is transformation. Information is actually a small part of transformation, however, highly needed. We use the information as a track to run on. But ultimately, transformation comes probably when we least expect it. But nevertheless, it rarely happens to those who don't seek. Are you a seeker today? If you're not, you're invited right now. I'm going to talk about what we do well. And we're going to dovetail that into creating more love, reinventing our lives. Can we do it? Do you want it? Well, you may not want it. You may not be thinking about it, but maybe you are. And if you're listening to this, chances are you are. So step in for a couple minutes, 3, 4, 5, stay out as long as is comfortable for you, but avoid the 3-second click because that does nothing for you. It wastes your time. And I don't want you to waste your time. I want you to get something. So I'm going to read. I'm reading from The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur by John Janst. Self-reliance was a big theme for Ralph Waldo Emerson and John Poole's excerpts from readings all throughout the late 1800s, early 1900s that are known as the Transcendentalist period. And there's some great concepts in here that are so relevant today. And who knows, what I might read today or what I will read today may be relevant to you. First of all, let me know if you're there. I'm using this other platform right now because I want to use better tools that I can use tools that I can help me get the word out and spread the message. Because I think, do people need inspiration now? Do you think people need more or less inspiration right now? I think people need a lot more than we need a lot right now. So this is one avenue, one channel, one medium to inspire, to encourage people during this time. So here we go. Love sharpens the eye, the ear, the touch. It quickens the feet. It steadies the hand. It arms against the wet and the cold. What we love to do, that we do well. To know is not all. To know is not, you got that? To know is not all. To know is not all. It is only half. To love is the other half. John Burroughs in the work Leaf and Tendril, written in 1908. Okay, here's the author. What's the author say? The author says, let me make sure my mic is on. Are you there? Are you there? Looks like I'm good. Okay. In case you haven't guessed by this point, the major theme running through this month is love. So, do you love what you do? Warning, the alternative isn't very fun. Love for what a person does isn't always the first thing that shows up. Okay. Love for what a person does isn't always the first thing shows up. In fact, most entrepreneurs don't start out loving what they do or even understanding that they might love it because they don't do it well. They haven't realized a tangible return and are still swirling around trying to develop something akin to a meaningful relationship with this entrepreneurial thing. Now, I just want to jump in because to me, self-assessment is like one of the major things that you can do on your journey. And even when you do the self-assessment, I guess maybe he's assuming that you've done it, but we have tools. I have tools that I use with clients that help them figure out what their top skills are. So if you're doing a reinvention, don't you think it's important to get tapped or reconnected to what your top skills are? but asterisks, because even then, when you go in to do those things, you still may not be good at it. And I think that's where this hits home. You still may not be good at it. So it's the classic chicken and egg scenario. Do you love what you do, and so you do it well, or do you come to do something well and consequently fall in love with it? I have some things I'm going to share here. The first part of the entrepreneurial journey is meant to teach. So it's okay if you haven't found love, but it's only half. To achieve a full sense of purpose, to love is the other half. It doesn't happen overnight, but it doesn't hurt to start looking for it. Most of us are unconscious. Why wouldn't we do a self-assessment? Think about it. You look at your finances, you look at lots of things, right? Why wouldn't we do a conscious self-assessment to discover or rediscover what we're good at? Because therein lies the key what may hold the key to what you'll do well as a part of your reinvention. And here, let me jump in and just talk about this, because how about the relationships? Because he's talking about your entrepreneurial journey and loving what you do, but all you got to do is look at relationships, right? You might fall in love with somebody in the moment, but you might not. It might be a process, right? So I think all of the above, everyone's journey is unique to them. Don't you agree? And just like some people in a relationship love at first sight, which I think maybe we all deep down inside want it, even if we don't believe it, or albeit we develop love over time in a relationship, I think it's relevant to the entrepreneurial journey. It's kind of a similar thing. And, the question is, are you willing to do the self-assessment? Are you willing to go and do the work? Do the work so you can really discover what's most important. Or you can, you're already on your journey. You can ignore this and just go back to what you're doing. But, if we could magically measure everyone's fulfillment level right now on a scale of 1 to 10, where is the fulfillment level? If you could measure it, where would you place it? Look at your own fulfillment. Where's your own fulfillment? If I had to give my fulfillment a number, I would give it a 7, 8, somewhere in there, like a 7 or an 8 is where I'd give my fulfillment level. And I think for me, it's, and I'll share this with you because this is something that I talk about a lot, is the conundrum of happiness. You have two schools of thought. You have, find the present moment. It's in that Zen kind of a place where you can feel a sense of gratitude and happiness, which I totally subscribe to. But then there's, well, if I'm not making progress, I'm not happy. So happiness is not, there it is. Happiness, like love, is this deep, ever evolving entity that we can dial into when we're conscious and aware. And maybe that's what this video is for you right now. It's just an awareness of, where am I? What am I doing? Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Do I love what I do? Or am I coasting? Am I unconscious? Am I unfulfilled? Am I waiting for some external source, some external trigger to happen? Like when that happens, then I'll be happy again. And that's the classic mistake that we all can fall into. No one's exempt from that. Some of us are more developed and further down the road than others, but certainly if you're waiting for some external source, I just want to wake you up right now. You are the external source. You are the one that takes action. You are the one that makes a decision. You are the one that does the self-assessment. You are the one that clicks on this video and watches it and gets something. You are the one that decides that you're going to embrace the beginning stages of a relationship or an entrepreneurial journey and go through the awkward, uncomfortable moments where you feel like, what am I doing? Right? And I've had those moments, right? What am I doing? What the heck am I doing? What am I doing with my time? Like where you feel it, nothing makes sense, but then all of a sudden it all makes sense. So I want to encourage you today to embrace that uncertainty. If you don't know what you love to do, I work with clients. I have assessments we can offer you. I have a tool, 9 questions to ask yourself to remove limiting beliefs. Because what I found is in a lot of people's journey, it's really the limiting beliefs that are the first thing we need to get rid of, because it's the limiting beliefs that even stop you from listening to a video like this. It will stop you from doing the self-assessment. It will stop you. So like sometimes the first step is just to really acknowledge what the limiting beliefs are. So then you can move forward from there. And next thing you know, you might be just moving well on your journey, and you might wake up and go, that's what I love to do. But we need to get you started. We need to get you thinking about reinvention if that's applicable and appropriate for you. And if we look at the numbers, probably a good percentage of the population, somewhere around 60 to 70% of the people out there would love some type of reinvention. And maybe now that number could be higher because everything is being exposed. Employers are being exposed on how they treat their employees, all of it, right? It's all happening right now dynamically. And it's like as if everything's being ripped down and everything's exposed. And it's in that moment, in that awkward stuff is where new things can be revealed for us. So anyway, I just want to thank you so much for listening. I did this on the other platform here, so I'm not sure. Maybe a lot of you will be listening to the playback, but nevertheless, this is Austin. This is Meet Me in the Morning. I trust that this served you today. I ask that you subscribe to the page and also just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got an ocean more of content that I can bring into your world and help you along your journey. Inspiration on demand. Have a great day, everyone.